Tempered Steel here today. Just finished up a pretty awesome arm and shoulder workout. If you guys checked out my Instagram, I posted a picture. But today I'd like to talk about assisted pull-up spotting versus band-assisted pull-ups. I did implement some chin-up pull-up work with a band today because it's just me in the gym. I generally don't need a band. I've never really ever used a band before for my pull-ups. Coming from my gymnastics background, I really haven't had to. My pulling strength has always been pretty good. That being said, a lot of CrossFit members that I've worked with, they go immediately to the band when they can't do a pull-up, and I program it for them. I'm going to do away with that because I did use the band today, and it made me realize that it completely negates the use of your lats and your thoracic chain and your back at all to do the pull-up. You're not going to do that when you're without the band. You have to use your back. If you're trying to rep out some good pull-ups, some strict pull-ups, you have to use your back muscles. You have to use that chain. Because otherwise you're just using the smaller muscle groups, starting from your forearms, going to your biceps, and then ending up at your shoulders once you hit the top, and then it disperses throughout. If you do that, you're getting diminishing returns. You're not using the proper muscle chains and firing the larger muscle groups, so you're not making it easier on yourself, especially if you're a functional athlete. You're a CrossFit athlete, and you're trying to do strict muscle-ups, strict pull-ups. You have to use your back. As a coach who has been priding himself on these bodyweight gymnastics movements, I've been allowing my athletes and my members and my clients to use the band. I'm going to do away with it completely because I used the band today, and my biceps are far more lit up, which is good for my bicep workout, but not good for the actual movement itself. The band gets in the fucking way. You can't slightly arch your back to activate your lats and rhomboids and traps if the band's in the way. Just like you would do if you're doing a lat pull-down machine, you would slightly arch your back, wide grip, pull down, squeeze, and back. There's nothing in the way. Your back muscle's firing. Obviously, your biceps are firing too because it has to go through that chain, but the main muscle being worked is your back. The same thing is supposed to happen on your pull-up, but if the band's in the friggin' way, you can't. From here on out, I will be recommending assisted spotting. Somebody spotting you from the hips or the knees or the ankles. You using your feet to assist you up, because there's no resistance in the way that isn't going to allow you to use the proper chain of muscles. If you're just looking at it to do bicep stuff, that's completely fine. That's completely different. But if you're looking at it to get a pull-up, that is your end goal, you're doing it for CrossFit or the military or whatever your means are, it doesn't really matter. If that is your goal to get a pull-up, use the right muscles, fire the right things, get spotted, don't use a fucking band. Tempered Steel out. Keep moving.